What is going on, everybody? We are back with the Pound / Marvel Movie
My
Podcast.
name is Pound.
And I am Slash.
Let's get right to Daredevil.
And
I'll tell you, 10 out of 10 so far. Like, look, he said something go. I don't think. I'm really going to ask you, when was the last time we gave something a 10 out of 10? Because right now, I'm enjoying it. Like, to a T, I'm enjoying it.
It was a Marvel.
Was it
movie.
Avengers? No, that's the TV. Yeah, TV show. That's Avengers, wasn't it? I don't think we gave. I think it was the last one we gave the S rank to. I'd
have to look.
But you know, I mean, it's because right now, like these first two episodes, and right now, like, hey, you know
Let me
what?
see.
The other like couple episodes could be asked. Right now, the first two
We have three shows that are ranked at 10 out of 10. Season 1 of World's Mightiest Heroes, Avengers.
Straight up. Hope we go back to it. 10 out of 10.
Miss Marvel TV show.
Yep.
And Agatha All Along TV show.
Yep.
And then as far as movies go,
so we had just those three that were in there. Okay, that was
as far as TV shows.
Okay.
Movie wise, we have Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man No Way Home, Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
And Deadpool and Wolverine.
Of course.
We got a lot of A's though. A lot of A's.
Damn. Some that were kind of close, but just didn't make the cut of S. But yeah, like. But look how long. Well, I mean, I how long that was like. Well, October. When did I go? Come like November. October. So it's been about a few months. I mean, right now I'm enjoying it. Like, who knows? These next like what 5 more or what 8 more episodes could be shit. But right now, it's got you hooked.
So for those of you that don't know, we're not really going to be diving into any news for the foreseeable future because we're recorded so far ahead.
Yeah.
The news now isn't going to be news for you guys in 3 weeks.
So for now, we got like.
We got 2 more episodes that are dropping before this episode even drops, and we only drop 1 a week. So
right.
So yeah, I will say this. Starting off,
he had a yawn.
Some crazy stuff happens.
Yes.
That I'm really happy that happens because I predicted it.
And that pisses me off. I let out a loud F. What's that?
We'll argue with Ralph about it later.
Does that piss me off too?
And then the brutality is an all-time high.
Yeah.
But I still think.
What do you think? Disney's still holding it down a little bit?
I still feel like there are some things that's being held back.
Okay.
That I can't wait to see how it goes.
Okay.
And we'll get to those. We'll talk about that.
And predictions, of course, too. Like,
yeah.
All that.
So. Honestly, there's not much to really break down in the story, which I feel like is a part of my problem. For them being 35 to 40-minute episodes,
just 2 that they're dropping.
I feel like not a whole lot's happening. It's a lot of conversations and a lot of set pieces, and I feel like that is one of Disney Plus shows issues, especially when you're only dropping. You drop the 2 episodes.
That's why they should have dropped 3,
and then you're going to drop an episode a week. They should have just dropped the whole damn show.
Yeah, they should have just dropped it. That way you wouldn't be like, well, damn, I gotta wait for.
I mean, we would have waited because we watch them together anyways.
Well, of course, but yeah,
but we
at
at
least
least
dropped the whole show.
We at least could have sat down and watched half the season.
Right.
Got half the season done, and then
because Hawkeye dropped 3 before they did episode. Like
I think so.
4, but yeah, I'm saying like maybe 4 episodes should have been dropped then.
And something we might do for you guys is we're going to have to intermingle. Probably, what we'll probably do is we're recording this now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll record a Punisher episode next week.
Right. Because, we still got to get back to
because there's only going to be 1 episode of Daredevil that drops.
Right. Which I find that that's my only problem there, too.
I'm okay with waiting 2 weeks to get 2 episodes together so that we can watch the 2 episodes, talk about the 2 episodes. So next week we'll probably record
The Punisher.
The finishing part of the Punisher. I think we're at the end of the Punisher.
Are we? Wait a minute.
Because I think we're at the last 3 episodes.
Punisher was only 8 episodes? Wait, was it?
It was 11.
Oh, you're right, because we were just going through it.
We were watching like 4 at a time.
4 at a time. So yeah, we're like at the end. This is the end part. Yeah, after the partner died. Yeah, this should be the end.
So I think we're going to cover that. Now, what I'll probably do is the week after that, we'll record the next Daredevil episode.
Yeah.
And I'll probably put the Daredevil episode out first. And then the Punisher episode. We'll see how it all plays out. Right, I don't know. Okay. We'll see how it all plays out. No, what I think we might do after the Punisher is just we can probably go ahead and cover Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Which I'm enjoying that too.
Like I said, I've told him I've watched the first 2 episodes. When we go to cover it, we'll probably just watch like the first 3 or 4 together.
Right.
And
now I'm enjoying it.
We'll watch another 3 or 4 and then finish it off afterwards, and then we can go back to drawing. But we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be intermixing it with Spider-Man. So there's going to be some Spider-Man, there's going to be some Punisher, there's going to be some Daredevil. There's going to be, at some point in all of this, there's going to be some Thunderbolts.
Right. And then, when it's all said and done, we got to move straight to Fantastic Four. Which out of all that, that's probably my hypest
I'm
one.
Excited for it, baby.
That's my hypest, that's the hype one I want to look at, man. I mean, I don't watch Thunderbolts too, but that Fantastic Four, way to come back to reality with that one. I like it. And Galactus, 10 out of 10.
Looks great in 3D, by the way.
Which we need to do that.
We're gonna watch Thunderbolts in 3D. We probably
Just
won't watch Fantastic Four in 3D because Kat will want to go. Unless you obviously can watch it in 3D.
Of course, right.
But if you go with me to Thunderbolts, I'm pretty sure Thunderbolts is gonna be a 3D movie.
Okay, it's gonna be like right up here the way.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, with all that being said and done.
So how you want to break this down?
So I'm gonna go over the story a little bit because the story, like I said, there's not a whole lot that goes.
Yeah, it's not like yeah. It's just
We get Foggy, Karen, and Matt,
and it looks like they just join,
and they're just enjoying life. Doing their lawyer thing. It looks like the DA is getting ready to retire.
Yeah.
DA.
DA is DA
the lead DA guy, whoever he is.
Because later on,
he's getting ready to retire.
They're like, what about the crime and all that? He's like, yeah, I'm about to retire.
Foggy's hitting on the new lawyer chick.
Right, he hit on some chocolate.
And then they get through all of that.
And
Foggy gets a phone call.
Yeah.
He goes out and answers the phone.
And it was Benny.
I don't know who Benny is.
Who the fuck is Benny? And Benny be God too.
It's Benny the Butcher.
I'm gonna Benny the Butcher him.
But yeah, so Benny goes out, or Benny calls him, and Matt hears it, through the door in the bar. He's listening in.
Right, through all that, he's hearing it. Like,
he goes out. He tells them he's gonna go try and help Benny.
Right. Meanwhile, you seen like somebody kind of use like a clip to get into a door.
So he heads over to help Benny. By the time he gets over there, Benny calls Foggy back, and he's like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I told him where you were." That's
exactly what he said.
Yep. And
I was like, huh?
He was like, all right. So at that point, Daredevil's swinging through the city trying to... He hears the gun being cocked somewhere. He's trying to pinpoint it down. And then all of a sudden, boop, boop.
And I yelled the most loudest fuck ever.
Ralph cried.
Nope. No. I cried when Iron Man died. I almost. Because I'm telling you. Okay, bro, hold on. When you watch...
Foggy,
and I get it.
Gotta die.
Chris, I'm gonna stab you. Listen, when you watch the Netflix, you watch these characters, and I know this is MCU. I get it. But when you watch these characters build up, and it's like, okay, cool. And especially season 2 of Daredevil Netflix, they really got into it. It's like, bro, you have gave so much to the scene. You have to retire being Daredevil. And then we get this, and it's like, why? It's irritating. I want you guys
to notice.
It's just and I know he's ready to say some shit.
I want you guys to notice that for 3 years now, 4 years, however long we've been doing this.
But I didn't want this stuff.
Ralph always wants people to die. He's like, man, this show sucked. Somebody should have died. This movie sucked. Somebody should have died. Finally, somebody dies, and he's like, it's that meme. I want it this way. Oh no, not like that though.
And then Nick's like, oh, don't you... He said, don't you dare.
Yeah, I did. I was like, don't you dare act like you didn't want him to die.
Because you even said, one of them got to go. I said, what type of Saw shit is this? That's literally how this is. Pick your choice. One of them got to go. What do you mean? Wait. Because that's wild as fuck. I mean, I know you knew wild, but I just...
To be fair.
And that's really what caused him... I mean, that's what made these
going into this, and I could be wrong... But I am pretty sure that I had seen somewhere a year and a half ago.
Right.
That the guy that plays Foggy didn't want to do any more Daredevil seasons.
Oh.
I I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure there was an interview where they had asked
if
they brought the show back, if he would be willing to play the character.
He didn't want to do it,
and he didn't want to play the character.
And I just. And I mean, I guess there's reasons, but damn, bro, that's a weird reason, man.
I am also pretty sure the lady that plays Karen is roughly about the same. I don't think she wanted to come back for the character, and we'll get why. And now hers, I don't know about. I didn't ever hear about an interview. I didn't read anything.
But they're saying
I do vaguely remember him saying something about not wanting to be the character.
And you can probably look it up like a post or like a newsletter on or something.
And again, I could be wrong. I'm a human, but like I said, memory serves sometimes incorrectly, sometimes correctly. But I feel like I remember it enough
that he actually had
that I felt like I knew he was going to die. I've been saying for months, oh yeah, Foggy's not going to live. He's probably going to get killed. Now, obviously, do we think did I know he was going to get killed in the very beginning of the show?
No. I was.
But it doesn't surprise me that he did.
Yeah.
So Foggy gets murdered.
I'm like, damn, they didn't let it last in the episode, man.
And you come to find out that the guy that is going on this little mini rampage is Bullseye.
Oh, and it's a fight.
And it is a fight between him and Matt. And Matt's chasing him down as Daredevil. Matt's getting a whole bunch of knives in the back.
Yeah, he got like 10 knives. I thought he was going to die there.
He's fucking...
He's throwing knives at him.
He's fucking dude up at the same time.
He's hitting civilians. He hit like a couple civilians out.
Right.
He killed he killed like 2 civilians. Jesus.
It involves a chase across the city.
Yeah.
And the entire time, Matt is listening and can hear Foggy's heart still beating.
Yeah, still beating for right now.
So he's fighting Bullseye. He's going and going.
And they're calling the paramedics and all that too.
They get up onto the roof. They're fighting up on the roof and they're going. And all of a sudden, he's beating the fuck out of Bullseye. And he's like, they're on the edge of this. They're on the edge of this building. Right. He didn't take his mask off yet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He's just beating the fuck out of him. And then all of a sudden, he hears Foggy's heart stop beating.
Yep. Just gone.
He screams and just tosses dude off the roof.
Yep. He said why, and then he started laughing, or I guess like whatever. That he just said, you know what, fuck it.
And it was one of the things that him and I actually talked about afterwards.
Yeah.
Matt has never necessarily been a people don't die kind of person.
Right.
People that get justice don't die. Because if you guys remember, he killed a whole bunch of fucking ninjas.
Yeah, and crime people too. Yeah, it's yeah.
So,
I guess that's why I said this
is still untypical of him because you would think he would want justice for Foggy's death, and we'll find out later that he no longer considers that justice. So he tosses dude off the roof.
And how
dude lands almost right beside Foggy.
Eye for an eye, bitch. That's what I said.
But he doesn't die.
I was like,
that was like a 9-story fucking toss.
Dude
did not die.
That was just a shenanigans right there. Just a little bit shenanigans. Like, hold on. How did he not die? He just...
And this whole segment is where I actually have the biggest problem of the whole show.
Okay.
Because almost the entirety of that fight, everything Matt was doing was very CGI.
Yeah.
And it was poorly done CGI. Like the swinging through rooftops and all the other shit, like his movements and everything, it looked so bad. And it doesn't make sense why it looks bad here.
But I don't like that in Netflix.
No. It looks bad here, but everything he did in She-Hulk, which isn't even his damn show, he looked really good doing over there.
Right.
Like that hallway fight scene when he's fucking like it was fire. That's
the that we remember, right?
So yeah, this is the only part that it bothered me. This is the only thing in the entire 2 episodes, besides maybe how slow some of it kind of was at times.
Because like a build up and whatnot.
And yeah, they're building up a lot.
Oh yeah. That's why really they should. That's one complaint, like you said too. That's why they should just drop it all. Just drop all of it. That way, we will be like, okay, we're all caught up for real. But but Disney was keeping suspense like a TV show, and it's not. It's a streaming service. Really, it's Disney's fault, to be honest.
So after he tosses Bullseye off the roof,
right,
he takes his mask off and he's sitting there, and that's when the DA dude comes up onto the roof and sees Matt in the Daredevil costume, and it's the first time he finds out who Matt's secret identity is.
Right.
Daredevil's secret, I guess, however you want to look at it.
But it's like, well, I mean, the bag's out because he just saw his friend die. I guess it doesn't really matter anymore.
And obviously, his DA buddy didn't turn him in.
Obviously, yeah.
Now, afterwards, Matt throws the Daredevil mask off the roof, and we get our first intro for the new show.
It's nice.
And it's pretty. It's
very, imagery.
It honestly reminds me a lot of the older intro.
Right, of the Netflix. And I like how, like, the sand or whatever, dust or whatever, kind of forms him at the end, which is pretty cool.
So yeah, we start off with a lot of action. Then we go like a year later.
1 year later. Yeah.
And Matt is testifying against Bullseye in court.
Mm-hmm.
You find out during all of this that Matt is no longer in contact with Karen.
Yeah. Like it's no contact.
He's partners
with the lady.
Law-wise, not in a relationship-wise, with the lady that was hitting on Foggy.
Yeah.
And
their connections is interesting there too. Like,
yeah, they've
not
got a very
like relationship.
They got a very almost brother-sister.
Right. It's funny.
We'll
get to it too. He said, "Did it work?" He said, "But did it work though?"
Right. So, he testifies. Karen shows up.
Yeah.
And then we find out that Matt tried to get a hold of Karen. Karen didn't answer any of the calls or call back.
Yeah,
but at the same time, Karen was hurt because for the first 4 to 6 weeks after Foggy's death, Matt didn't talk to her.
I didn't get Karen's whole thing. I'm sorry. Maybe that's just I didn't get so that's why you stopped.
She ended up moving to San Francisco.
Moving.
And
just moving.
She basically, Matt was like,
like she gave up.
Matt was like, I cannot believe for 1 second that a tragedy can destroy literally everything. And then Karen was like, but it did. And then she was like, and here's what made me mad the most between character, as far as character work goes. This woman spent 2.5 seasons.
Right, we can go watch the whole Netflix. Yeah, telling you out the
of Daredevil, telling Matt and pleading with Matt to stop being a crime fighter, stop being a vigilante, stop doing these things that are getting him hurt. And now all of a sudden in this courtroom, in this little private conversation, she's like, you should be Daredevil. You should go out and do these things and fight crime and stuff.
I was going to say, weren't you one that cried and at the end of Defenders when Jessica Jones gave the mask to him?
Right.
Like, she was up there like shedding tears, like, oh, it was time to tell him to quit. Like, now it's reversed. So I guess that's what Disney's trying to do now, in a way.
I don't understand her thought process.
Right. Because they should be there though from here on out. Like, what?
So she's gone.
Maybe, yeah, you know what? That could be her exit off the whole series too.
Maybe she will. Maybe she won't ever be there again.
Right.
I'm going to tell you what, and this is something they have already said. Both Karen and Foggy are going to show back up in the next season.
Flashback.
Now, I do feel like it's going to be flashback episodes.
Of course.
But that doesn't mean Karen won't come back by the end of this season. I'm not saying she's fully gone.
Right.
Story-wise, she could just be gone for now.
Right.
And she could come back. But again, if she doesn't want to be on the show, she might not ever come back.
I mean, because that's what you... I mean, I know what you're saying, like, because that makes you, like, probably at the end of this podcast, probably look it up and probably say, did them two actually say, like,
right.
They didn't want to come back? Because that could literally be her exit out, too. She's like, oh, I'm done. Have a good day. Like, here's your piece. I'm leaving. Like, well, bye.
So she gives him a piece of the horn that fell off the mask during the fight with Bullseye.
Mm-hmm.
She leaves. He gets
with the Punisher.
He gets set up on, funnily enough, a blind date.
Right. Therapist.
By his coworker.
Mm-hmm.
And she did it very sneakily. Right. She told him that somebody was meeting him because they needed legal counsel.
Right. She said she couldn't make it, so
she told the lady that she was meeting Matt because Matt needed a therapist because she's a therapist. They almost got into an argument at first.
Well, yeah, because he said lawyers are argumentative. And then he said,
well,
really?
It started because he kind of said something flippantly. Like, I'm so mad at her for this. And and she took it as Matt being mad that it was her. And Matt was trying to explain to her.
He's like, no, it's not you.
It's not you. It's nothing you did.
Right.
It's just sit down. We'll talk.
Right. It's my business partner as well as my partner in this.
Which, funnily enough, they actually kind of become a couple by the end of the first couple episodes. So that's nice.
I don't know how long that's gonna last because shit about to get wild.
I think she's about to die.
see, look. Now you see how he's reversing this shit. Now he's like, cause she about to die now too. That's too many people, bro. You can't just keep murdering people, man.
It's Wilson Fisk though.
No, we're going to get to that too. Because Wilson Fisk is still back to his shit. He's still back to his shit. He didn't even try to hide it.
During all of this, we also find out Wilson Fisk is running for mayor.
Bro, he burnt his food when he heard that shit. He turned on the TV.
He's back from healing from whatever it was Echo did to him.
Got
him in the face.
Yeah.
That was at the end of Hawkeye.
Yeah, so that scar came from Hawkeye, but...
Now, I don't know what all happened in Echo because I didn't watch Echo.
So how much? You want me to spoil? I can spoil.
You can spoil it. Well, we'll end up watching it at some point.
Yeah, because basically they had a tussle and a fight, and basically Echo touched his head or touched him, and because they were going to fight, but basically he had an enlightenment in a way. So, and that's when he went back to his car and said, I think I'm going to run for mayor. Gotcha. And that's literally how the Echo really ended. I mean, there's more stuff too, but that's kind of the small gist to it. So that's where we're at now.
So he runs for mayor.
And he did it the right way, surprisingly.
His wife is running the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And they're kind of...
Because really, he showed up out of nowhere.
They're kind of at an outs because when he got injured, he wasn't paying attention to his wife, and you don't really find this out until the second episode.
Yeah.
But he wasn't really in contact with her. She took over. Business boomed.
Right.
He came back and then
out of nowhere.
And was pretty much like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be the mayor.
He said Vanessa. They all got up.
He's like, I want to fix this city. And she's kind of like, but now we have the power. We have everything.
We have the power to do shit now.
So now I want him to lock her up since he's the mayor. Prove a point.
You know what? If that should be one of the episodes. Vanessa, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Did you lock up your wife? Y'all went to marriage counseling to fuck it. You going to jail. You and your partners. You going to jail. You going to jail.
So...
And Daredevil, you going to jail too, because you stupid. Anyway, yeah.
Middle to end of the episode, Fisk and...
Matt Murdock. Because he was walking out of his hotel, and all of a sudden, Matt Murdock, and you can just hear everything go silent. I said, that's that aura. That's that aura Matt got. Like, hello.
Fisk and Murdock meet up.
Boy, and they have a conversation.
And it basically boiled down to Daredevil being like, or Murdock being like, as Murdock... Mm-hmm. I'm watching you.
And he said, that's your other
And if you fuck up, I'll be there. And Fisk looked at him and was like,
dead ass.
If you ever dress up in that outfit again,
the point. No, let me...
there will be consequences. Were his exact words. He didn't say
he said, I'm going to lock your ass up,
but it equaled out to, I'm a snitch. Everybody's going to know who you are.
I'm a 6'9", your bitch ass. He said, this the other half talking? He said, whatever you want to be. Okay. He's like, glad we had this talk, bro.
And then doesn't the episode end with him winning?
Yeah.
The mayorship.
The mayor. And then everybody lose their shit outside.
Yeah, everybody celebrates.
And then a fight happens. Anarchy. Well, because you got people, because protests. You got people who, because remember the whole time he was walking, you hear people say, well, I don't support this. Then you got people, it's almost like our reality right now. People who are saying like, "Oh, I support this. He's a good man," but y'all still got to remember, this is Williams. This is Fisk. He crushed the man's head in. In fact, they mentioned it twice.
I just had a moment where I got so excited, and then I realized the letters don't match up. The BB News.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought my mind shit itself. I thought it was DB News, which would be Daily Bugle.
Yeah, I thought.
But no,
that would have been nice if they. Now see that was one of my little complaint there too.
It should have been DB.
It's maybe because it's all here, all in New York. That would have been a.
Oh, and that was another thing.
That's one of my big complaint about that one.
At some point, Fisk, when working on becoming mayor, one of his things was he wants to stop vigilantes.
Yeah,
and he actually name drops. He doesn't want
people.
He doesn't want people walking around with skulls on their shirts, taking measures into their own hands, and he doesn't need people dressing up like spiders.
Yep.
So he specifically called out Punisher and Spider-Man. And guess what? There is a Spider-Man movie in the works.
Yep.
Currently,
supposed to be filming starting.
And they've already said it's supposed to be more street level Spider-Man.
Right. And you said this one that
don't be surprised also if Frank Castle don't also show up in it.
Yeah, well, we'll get to the next episode, but yeah, if it's street level, Daredevil should be in this movie too.
I mean, Daredevil was already in a Spider-Man movie, so
yeah. So really, this should be leading. That's gonna be my prediction. This should be leading into like Spider-Man 4, kind of in a weird way. Not all, but in a way, leading up to that.
But I don't know how you go about that. Only from the angle of The Spider-Man movies themselves are rated PG.
13, I thought.
Even if it's 13, it's still PG-13.
Yeah.
There's certain things that Daredevil comes with that you can't do.
Unless you dummy him down. And you know Disney's going to do it.
So we'll see.
They're going to try to push it,
I mean, same thing for Punisher, though. I mean, Punisher goes around shooting people. I don't know if they're going to do that in a...
You'd be like, I can see Spider-Man now. Did you have to shoot him in the face? Yes.
Yeah.
Did you could have talked to that. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Ooh, but them actually running an angle, maybe Fisk we'll get there. We'll get there.
Man,
because Fisk could hire Punisher.
Oh shit! And I said
to take out Spider-Man.
To take out Spider-Man.
I'm just saying.
Oh, that would be crazy.
There's options.
Cause I was gonna say that like, what's our Daredevil? What's somebody try to take him out? What's somebody to take Fisk out? People don't like Fisk, man. You see the convention when we went to episode 2, like they ain't fucking with him right now.
So,
but yeah, no, episode 1, like he won. Ultimately, he won. He won the
wins.
mayorship, man.
Episode 2
literally goes basically right off of that one because he does like a press conference, don't he? He does a press conference. He talks, right? He does a press he addresses New York, I guess.
Right. No. I don't know.
Trying to think
sorry, I got distracted by something that popped up on my screen.
Oh no, you're good.
No. So, episode 2. Where did that start off?
I'm trying to think
there's a lot of underlying stories going on, right? So Fisk wins.
Yeah.
And a lot of his people that run with him and for him are worried that Vanessa not being by his side looks bad.
There you go. Okay, so that press conference, it starts in that room, and yeah.
So we know where that's eventually, eventually they end up in therapy, and we'll get to that.
They thought they were gonna say, "Well, I divorced my wife." Oh shit.
Matt Murdock is trying to get his ex-DA friend to help find the guy. Okay.
Well,
okay, there we are.
We got to backtrack because it all started with the
So also in episode 1 that we didn't cover that we forgot to mention.
What happened?
On the subway, there were 2 guys that looked like they were picking on.
2. That's the beginning of episode 2.
I thought it happened at the end of episode 1.
No, it's episode 2. This is the beginning of episode 2 because he comes down, walking down with the. Look, he was talking to his wife he had flowers. Because I thought the end of episode 1 is when they all stared at each other.
They might have just talked about.
right. Because episode 2, we see the guy walking down with the flowers, and then 2 people just beating up somebody.
It looks like 2 dudes are beating up a guy, and
right.
the guy steps in to try and stop them. During the scuffle, one of them charges at him.
And it's a fight.
He moves, and the guy accidentally falls off the subway platform and gets hit by a train.
Jesus, and it was like brutal murder, death.
He gets arrested. Matt Murdock decides to take the case. His partner gets mad that he decides to take the case.
Well, they would have killed him.
Because everybody is like, we're gonna be the group that defends cop killers. And he's like, no, that's not what this is about. I truly believe he did not murder him.
Right, but he was hiding something though.
And he did point out that he was hiding something.
There you go.
During all of this, he's trying to get his DA friend to find the guy that was originally getting beat up.
Right, because he ran away. He ran off during this whole scuffle.
He ran off for the fight. I think we're gonna find out.
He's got. I mean, obviously he's important, but he's probably somebody in the MCU.
I'm wondering if he wasn't doing something illegal and they were trying to bust him, or if they are truly crooked cops.
Because that was the one thing that the guy said was, how come they didn't announce? Because usually, like an officer, unless they're really undercover cover, would denounce themselves as police officers. Like usually they would be like,
once you go in for the arrest,
right,
you would.
Yeah,
even if you're undercover.
Okay.
As an undercover cop, the moment you've decided you're arresting somebody, you announce to them, police, you're under arrest. And
because that's the one thing that he said. That's why he charged, because he probably would have not done nothing if they were actual cops. If they actually were cops. That's why he charged after them and started fighting, because they never announced themselves. And I was like, that's why I said they could be dirty cops, because that's kind of weird.
So during the opening phases of the trial, where they go in to ask for what they can do,
Matt just turns it down.
Matt wants them to be able to get out on bail so that they can meet outside of the jail cell. since it was a police killing,
yeah,
the judge says no.
He says hell no. He said nope. Next case.
Basically tells Matt to go fuck himself.
Right.
Politely.
And you know how bad Matt wanted to just knock him the fuck out, but he had that that grin that he be doing. He just walked away. So he wanted to knock his ass out.
During his conversation with the guy that he's defending, he realized something was like he's telling the truth, but he's not saying everything.
Right, because then once he asks him something, it's like his heartbeat kind of races a little bit.
They realize that dude's wife didn't show up
right
to that part of the trial, so he sends
the DA
guy and his partner over
to
the house to talk to the wife, and you can tell there's an issue going on between the wife and the husband, and come to find out, when the DA goes upstairs to get the suit, he sees a box poking out from underneath the bed. He opens the box, and this dude has been moonlighting as a vigilante that goes by the name of White Tiger.
And and then you see the amulet too, which that's crazy.
He has some White Tiger amulet,
which that can give him like a lot of powers.
That gives him extra powers. Think of almost like it honestly reminds me a lot of the amulet that runs in the family for
not Black Panther. But,
no. Werewolf by Night. I don't know why I can't remember her name. She's one of my favorite comic characters.
Gravestone? Something Stone. Shit. It's something Stone.
I'll Google it. Hold on.
Right. Blackstone.
They're really going to fight me over this.
What, to look for it?
I typed in redhead superhero.
I would just type Werewolf by Night.
Bloodstone.
I knew it was something Stone.
What's her first name? Elsa
Bloodstone. Right. I knew like a stone behind that.
So the Bloodstone family line, they have a medallion that they gets passed down, and it gives you extra powers. Now, for Elsa, I know her dad used it in a more prominent role than she does. I feel like Elsa does a lot more with guns and things like that.
Right.
She's way more acrobatic than her dad was.
Right.
But her dad used it for like strength and it was pretty cool.
And then going back to White Tiger, even you and I both agreed that the daughter, we thought White Tiger was a female, but then I think that's the daughter. But I don't think they ever mentioned it, at least not yet, or maybe it's not going to be like that in the MCU. But I thought the daughter took up the mantle as the White Tiger, because the father kind of retired from being, either died or retired from being the White Tiger. But we know of the daughter. The daughter, yeah.
From cartoons, animated shows, things like that.
That's why I said it was kind of shocked when I heard.
I know her more from like Spider-Man and Friends.
Right, Spider-Man animated series also, because she showed up like with Iron Fist as well. But I didn't even know. I mean, I kind of knew it was plot by a dude at first, or her father at first, but I didn't know too much about it. Like,
it also kind of reminds me of, to a lesser extent, way lesser extent, Black Cat and her dad, because her dad was the big crime thief, and then she picked it up from her dad and took over the family business. The difference being, she had powers, he didn't. He was just a really good thief.
Just a really good thief. Whereas this one, she had powers.
And she gained powers that apparently are tied to her little fucking goggles. I don't know.
I hope they don't. You know what? If they do bring Black Cat into like the next,
she better look good in spandex.
That too, and it better not be this is how I control my powers. Just do better than that. Like, don't get me wrong, I like that. I just thought that was kind of like.
I'll take that over Superman getting in a phone booth and changing clothes. Look. Watch me take off my glasses and you don't recognize me.
They don't recognize me.
Fuck out of here.
And I changed my voice just a little bit. This I sound like this. We know, like, that's Spider. That's like saying the Power Rangers. That's them. They got the same color on. They don't. Y'all the Power Rangers, right? I'm like, nah.
Yeah. We go to Angel Grove and we have these superheroes. Man, you guys wear the exact same colors they do.
Nobody ever questioned it. Just nobody. Just like, you got the same black, pink, red shirt on. It's like, huh. That's probably the Red Ranger, man.
Never made sense to me.
I mean, I like Power Rangers. I swear, I would still like Power Rangers now, but I always thought like that was so dumb. But yeah. And then they got that expunged too because they were trying to say
they find out about it. Matt Murdock confronts him about it.
Right.
He admits to it. He apologizes for hiding it. He just didn't want anyone to know because he didn't want it to be used against him in the case because he wasn't in crime fighting mode when he ran across these people attacking.
Right. It sounded like he was like trying to get back to talk to his wife or something before it happened.
The attorney then finds out about it. The prosecution finds out about it. They bring it up to the judge. Matt's fighting against him, he's
fighting this attorney for the whole police.
He's like, look, he wasn't in costume. He didn't have the medallion. He wasn't out doing his vigilante thing. Right. So no, it shouldn't be brought up that he's been doing vigilante work because no one needs to know that, as according to this case. And the judge actually agreed with him. He said, He said, don't talk about the white tiger thing. Right. It has no bearing.
There's no bearing on it, and it's true because why? That's stupid. Like, he said he wasn't on it, though. So it made no sense.
So...
Yeah, but we still have him for no proof of anything.
To round out the episode, so obviously also the psychiatrist chick and him are getting closer and closer. And then all of a sudden, the psychiatrist chick has to call off on a date on theirs because she was taking on a new client that it was a kind of urgent thing. Mm-hmm. Come to find out, she is now going to be doing marriage counseling for Wilson and Vanessa.
Vanessa, yeah.
And that's where you find out.
You see how they're sitting like apart?
They sit so far away from each other, and you can tell, really loves his wife.
Right, because she was talking about power and stuff, and he was like, I don't want to lose my wife.
And she's like, and she says, he got injured, he disappeared. Right. I took over the family business. I changed the family business for the better. We're making more money and doing more. And yeah. And then
he's coming here from and Wilson said it blunt, simple. I just don't want to lose my wife. Like, that's right to the point. Like,
and that's what he was. He's like, first and foremost, I don't want to lose my wife. I love her.
Right. And it seems like but that's why they need a divorce, because she ain't loving you no more.
No.
She ain't loving you.
She wants to run the family crime business.
She
wants to be the kingpin.
Right. She wants kingpin.
Because she even says during that meeting, I love him, I missed him, but when he came back, I didn't know if I wanted him there.
Right.
I didn't know if I actually wanted to see him.
Like, you told you wanted for mayor.
I thought she was about to announce and admit that she had cheated on him. That's what I was. At that point, my mind was like, oh, he's going to kill somebody. He is going to kill somebody. Like, we're not even talking just head in the fucking cab door this time.
He's just gonna squeeze his head up like a melon. Oh my god. And I like how they kept referencing the innuendos too. They're like, man, you see him crush a guy's head? Hi, yeah, we all saw it.
So like I said, a little bit further after that, towards the very, very end.
Right, because he's following the police.
While this is happening, Matt has managed to follow somebody that he felt might know.
Right, because you said how did he know, but I don't think he did know.
The whereabouts of where the guy that was hiding, that was originally on... The original guy that got attacked on the subway by the two cops.
Right.
He overheard a phone conversation.
Right.
He followed the dude to his apartment. He stood outside for hours.
Right, for hours.
And eventually he heard the guy pick up the phone, got an address. He called his DA friend and said, hey, I need you to go to this specific place and wait there for somebody.
Wait. And my hopefulness is I hope that man does still not get killed.
I don't think he will.
Okay.
At least not yet.
Right. Well, I hope not all, because, I mean, he's the poor case, but when you hear importances behind something and it's a person, it's like, well, it's only a matter of time, right?
Right.
He's just dead on the ground.
So he goes to the apartment.
Right. That he beats him there too.
And he knocks on the door. The guy answers. He's like, hey, look.
Bro.
He says, I'm Matt Murdock. I am representing this guy. He's the guy that helped you on the thing. And I know you know who I am. I need you to not be worried. I need you to let me in.
Right.
And we can talk real quick.
Right, quick.
And the guy lets him in. He's like, look, he said, you've got cops on the way here to kill you. He's like, I need you to come with me. And we've got about 20 seconds.
20 seconds. And then you had less than that, because that hearing he got is impeccable. He was like, The way he just stops, like, oh god.
The guy is like, I can't
right, you
be a witness. I can't do this. Like
he said, right now, you're the only one saying life sentences in this.
It's gonna put my life in danger. And Matt looks at me. He's like, the cops are on their way to kill you.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
they know where you live.
Your life is already over.
And all of a sudden, you hear them start knocking on the door.
They're already here.
And he's like,
you had 20 seconds.
He's like, look. Go down the fire escape. Go to 30th and whatever.
Right,
I don't remember the exact place.
Said the DA, one of my friends, DA, gonna be right there.
One of my friends are gonna be there to help you, and I'll meet back up with you. And the guy's like, okay, and he runs out the fire escape. He disappears.
Boy, check this aura out though. He just opens the door and just
after he leaves, he sees him. He doesn't see him. He hears him go. He walks over. He opens the door, he just turns around and walks off as the guys walk in. And
that orb was fire though. He went.
He kind of talks over his shoulder a little bit, like he's not here. And then he turns around and he faces him. He shouldered the shoulder. That guy said, "No, you're not moving. You're not moving." And the guy was like, well, "Where is he?" He's like, "I don't know."
I don't know.
He's like, "But he's my star witness, and you're not going to do anything to him." And the guy tries to walk past him.
He put that firm.
Matt steps in.
Firm that shit.
He's like, "You're not going."
Hey, yo, that shit was fire. He went, "No, you're not. Where you going?" No.
Now, when they realize he's gone, they start fucking Matt up.
Yeah, I was like, "Matt, you have been your ass with beat. Please get up, man."
Matt says, "You don't want to do this."
Right, they said you should do it.
And then he's a lawyer. All of a sudden, one of the guys goes, "He's just a lawyer." And he pulls the gun out, he puts it to Matt's head, and Matt goes into Daredevil mode, baby.
Quick.
He fucking grabs the gun. He fucking twists the dude's arm, and then all of a sudden, pops it up, and you see the dude's bones poke through the top a little bit.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Broke dude's arm, laid him out,
and then he just kept
the other dude
to the refrigerator.
The other dude comes, they start fighting. He's throwing him into the fridge.
That was like 4 times.
And then finally, the dude goes to punch him. He grabs his arm and then pulls down.
Dang.
Dude lands on his neck and breaks it.
Broke it.
And the end of the episode.
Because the other dude's still alive. That one dude, gone. Ice.
Matt screams out loud.
And that's how it is. Because he knows he's going to have to go back to doing what he's... Because you can't escape this.
No.
It's going to be with you forever, man.
The thing about this specifically, I don't know, or I'll even go as far as say is I don't think these guys are cops.
Okay. Well, yeah, I was going. Yeah.
They had a tattoo
on their arm. Bring that up.
That looks like
the Punisher's tattoo.
A variation of the Punisher symbol.
Okay, and I remember looking this up too, and that he is part of some type of unit in the MCU.
But how do we know that?
We don't know. But I just said that the Punisher run with a squad here, and it said, let me see. Oh, come back. Because I said, did the Punisher have a unit? And it said, yes, Frank Castle was a member of the Cerberus Squad in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The squad was CIA and affiliate unit that was... Oh, no. Wait, what?
That's from Punisher
Season 1.
That's the...
Never mind. Fuck, I'm going to throw my phone out the window.
So here's the thing.
But like you said,
he might have a group of assassination he might have.
Like, but why would Punisher have that though?
But and that's the other thing. I did not watch Punisher Season 2, so I don't know what all happened in Punisher Season 2 or how that might relate to anything, if it relates to anything.
Right, if it relates to anything, because you said that could be a new hint because they pan to that. For a reason.
I'm going into this show missing a lot, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen Daredevil Season 3.
Right.
I have not seen Punisher Season 2.
And like you said, that may not mean nothing to this, but it has to be something.
Right. Well, no, it means something.
Something, but just not for...
But we just don't know what. We don't know if it's Frank Castle has his own hit squad. We don't know if these guys are just using it as a way for people to see, there's certain hidden symbols that might tell you somebody's with somebody.
Yeah, because for you to zoom that in like that before the fight starts, crazy.
The guy could be like, "Oh yeah, if you need a hitman, look for somebody with this symbol on their arm."
But that'd be crazy though.
And you'll know that you can trust them to talk to them or some shit like that, right?
But to go after, now we got to talk about the informant now too, because then.
But
what dirty shit have you been doing?
Yeah, we got to figure out what all's going on.
Because why were they involved with them too?
Why were the cops after the informant? Was he actually a bad guy or was he dealing with dirty cops?
Right.
And I'm sure we'll find out all of this by the end of it.
That's how I wish they can do 2 episodes every week, but I know they're not. They're gonna throw every episode out. They want you to just keep on coming. Like, why? Just that's fine, I guess.
But yeah, so the show ends with all of that happening. Daredevil.
Okay, they said in the Disney Plus series, Daredevil Born Again, a police officer has a modified version of the Punisher skull symbol tattooed on his wrist. The alter logo includes the American flag on the forehead, which would be similar to the Blue Lives Matter movement symbol. The logo's blended to show with real. Oh, okay, so
it might be people that are against Frank that.
Right now I read that. So because he has a skull, but he don't have. But that might bring Daredevil to fight Frank then, because he's gonna probably go after Frank and be like, "Well, in this your group?" And he probably like say, "Hell no, this ain't my group." And that's what's probably gonna cause that little rift between them two right there. Which that'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind that little situation. I'm like, you got people with this symbol coming after you with that, but he's like, I don't have that. I have no ties to that symbol, man.
Right.
But all you gonna see is the skull on it, though. But, so, what about your predictions, man? What you got?
I don't know. I think... Because we all know Frank shows up in this series.
Yeah, we see. Well,
we don't know how much or how involved he is, but here's some things I would not be surprised on. Before this show is said and done, I think this show is going to help build
probably new Defenders
into the new Spider-Man movie.
Right.
And I think we're going to get a lot of things out of this show before it's said and done. We might even get one more full season of this show before Spider-Man comes out, because I know Spider-Man's scheduled to come out next year.
And they did say they confirmed
season 2. They've already got season 2, I think, filmed. I think, because
wow.
If you remember, the show was supposed to be 24 episodes.
Right. They split it in half, so it's already filmed. So okay.
So it might already be filmed and ready to go.
Right. They just gonna know when to drop it. But you think they might have like a 3rd season before Spider-Man 4?
Well, think about it. How many episodes is this? 8.
8. So.
And if there's 24 episodes, they might already have 3
that'd be
seasons.
The 3rd season right there. Yeah, you're right.
8, 16, 24.
Yeah.
Depending on how they do it.
Yeah.
I could be like...
But originally, before Spider-Man 4...
Originally, they said it was going to be 24
Right, because I remember you said, damn, that's a lot of episodes.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want to spend 24 hours watching this damn movie. Or this epic saga.
Because that's what it looks... That's what I told him. It feels like a movie. It's got the movie quality behind it.
So...
But to break it down like that would be tight though to drop it like before Spider-Man 4 though. That would be awesome as fuck though.
So some things that I could see happening. First and foremost, I do think the White Tiger is going to die. I do think he is going to get killed.
Like in his suit?
By whoever's hiring these police guys to kill him. I think he's going to get got. I think that's going to leave his daughter, who hasn't shown up yet,
right,
to take on the White Tiger mantle.
And then start actually...
And I think she's going to try to use it to fight against crime as a vigilante, and she's going to get herself in trouble, and I think that's where the Spider-Man movie comes into play. I wouldn't be surprised if Spider-Man tries to help her take down whoever it is that she's going for, but try to convince her also to not do it in a violent way. Because obviously Spider-Man is the type that doesn't want to kill anyone.
Let's push. But yeah, you're right. Let's push, though.
He's killed one person.
Yeah, one person. Yeah.
And to be fair, the guy deserved it. He killed my Uncle Ben. Let me, take care of you real quick.
Like how you say it like that too. It's like, let me go ahead and just take you out real quickly. Damn.
So...
I think White Tiger's going to try to fight Frank Castle.
Well...
Because that's what I think is going to lead to that also.
I think these guys aren't actually with Frank.
Right, obviously, yeah.
I think these guys are using his symbol...
Yeah, it's missed, yeah.
...as...
They said Blue Lives Matter, almost like a police symbol.
Right.
So, there's that.
I could see these guys using the symbol almost distastefully against Frank.
Right. It's going to be a misunderstanding because that's why everybody's going to probably...
And I think that's why Frank's going to come back.
Right.
People are using the symbol my son made for me.
Right. Yeah. Son made that for him. Right.
And I want to stop who's doing it. I don't think he's going to go against White Tiger.
No, I'm saying White Tiger's going to try to fight him though.
I think he's going to try and help Daredevil figure out what the fuck's going on.
Right.
Now, with that being said, though, the government's going to think that Punisher.
Yep. That's how
is leading these people, or he's going to be painted as the guy leading these people, and he's not leading these people.
Right. That's crazy, man.
I could be wrong. He could actually be leading these people.
No, but I'm saying though, but that's crazy though, because like in season 2 of Daredevil, it's like we just can't let Frank live on this shit, man. Like, damn, but that'd be a good hindsight, because think about it. They got the symbol on their arms or face or whatever. It's like you got the mark, or you got this. It's like a club or something. It's like
right.
And obviously, it's crazy, man. And remember in the trailer of Daredevil, like we saw him, he was all bearded up and everything. So obviously, he probably don't even know what the hell is going on. But if he does come back, they're gonna be like, that's the guy. He's leading them. Like, that's crazy. He's just minding his fucking business. That's some bullshit.
But so Punisher so Daredevil killed these guys.
I don't think he killed the guy with the arm.
He might not have even killed the other guy.
He bashed his head on the thing, so he might be dead. But
he might not have killed either. Just because you break somebody's neck doesn't mean they die.
Oh yeah, you're right. But I think it's how he did it though.
He might not be dead. We don't know for sure. We won't know until next episode.
His head bent back like that. Yeah. Oh my god.
So
that's violent as hell.
Here's what I think could happen with all this regarding all that. I think what's going to end up happening is, for whatever reason, Wilson Fisk is going to have Vanessa.
Oh, okay.
Is going to have the therapist killed.
Yeah.
I think she's going to die.
Yeah.
And I think Daredevil is going to think it was Wilson.
Right.
And he's going to go after Wilson. Do not be surprised if by the end of this season, because his hand is forced, Wilson doesn't actually have his wife arrested. Because as much as he loves Vanessa, if she's not going to play ball,
especially if she kills that therapist, if what you thing does come to light, then yeah, she got to go to jail, man. That's not ironic though, right? Like, it's crazy.
There's a lot that could happen.
And then you even mentioned the fact that what if, because like I told you,
but I feel like that's what's going to bring him out of Daredevil retirement.
Of course.
You killed the girl that I'm now interested in.
Right, and that's what
I told you if you would fuck up, I was going to be in your ass.
Beat your ass. Or remember, because like I said before, and we both had this discussion too, people don't like Wilson Fisk, because some people could be coming after him too. So I'm thinking, like, what if he hires, like we even said, what if he hires Daredevil or Frank Castle to kind of be like his aide?
He wouldn't go that far.
You don't think he would kind of be like protection? Okay. Because people still don't have regrets.
Neither one of them would work with Fisk. Both of them hate Fisk.
Yeah.
The only time you're ever getting them to work with Fisk is if there is like a greater evil, like apocalypse level threat is coming.
Damn. He said, "Gotta be some Thanos shit for me to work with this motherfucker."
And they'd be like, "Look, I don't like you,
Can
but I need a planet for us to not like each other on."
Hey, it's Galactus. I fucking hate you. You're a bitch, but you know, we gotta go do this.
We should probably work this out for at least until this guy dies.
Right, at least until this guy dies, and then we can go back to hating each other.
Right.
We'll be truths for like 3 seconds.
It's the whole old saying: the friend of my friend, or the
friend of my
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
My friend, yeah, or yeah. No, but it's gonna be interesting though. Right now, like I said, I'm invested. Right,
I don't have any solid, concrete thoughts on what I think is going to happen. I just have some ideas.
That's all we have. That's all we got running off is ideas
that I think would be fun.
Right.
And we'll see where it goes.
Yeah. Because the more and more, it's like he's trying not to go, and it's like, bro, they're pushing you back into doing this shit, man. And eventually, it's just gonna be a push, and then there you are, you back to wearing the suit again. I think he might go to jail at the end of this, because it's like.
Now, if you're watching this, this is recorded after only the second episode was out.
Yeah.
So we still have the new episode comes out in a couple days.
Yeah.
As of our recording.
Yeah.
The actual review for it won't come out for a couple of weeks as of you guys watching it. And this still doesn't even come out for a couple of weeks. So there will be more episodes out by the time this drops. So we're coming at you from the past for the future or some shit.
We're like Back to the Future this shit, man. It's crazy.
The joys of being so far ahead.
Of course, that's all you want to be. Come on now, come
on. But yeah, so that's gonna do it, guys. Super excited for.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, man.
So the next episode that is gonna come out is going to either be the next or finale of Punisher season 1.
Yep.
We aren't going to draw anything out of the head yet because
then we'll be doing
afterwards we will be mixing in Daredevil with Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Spider-Man that came out, yeah.
Because like I said, I watched the first 2 episodes. I think he watched the first episode. And I really liked the first 2 episodes. He liked the first episode.
I'm enjoying it.
So we might just cover it and go ahead and knock it out. Cause
it's I'm enjoying it. I don't see... I'm hearing people complain about it, but I don't know why they're calling it.
Because Norman Osborn's black in it.
And I think Harry's gay.
I don't know.
I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just
he's black too, though.
Obviously,
it's Osborn's.
It's Osborn. Yeah. He got waves. He got waves.
But it's there's always going to be a problem that people have.
Like they said, like the Doc Connors is a woman and not a male, which there's no turns to the lizard though. So it doesn't really matter. Like,
I actually forgot about that, but yeah.
Yeah, Doc Connors
that doesn't bother me, though.
Right, but people are bothered by that.
It's people wanting to be mad for no fucking reason.
But Doc Connors is still going to be turning into a lizard regardless, so it doesn't even matter.
I like that, and we'll get more into it when we review it. I do like that Peter Parker looks like he did in the comics.
Yeah.
And I like that Doctor Strange looks like he did in the comics.
They all look like they did. This is weird.
Not all of them, because obviously the Osborns are black. They were definitely white in the comics.
And you still got the hot Aunt May. I'm good.
Yeah, they still got hot Aunt May.
It don't matter. I don't care if she is heavy. You got the hot Aunt May still. I'm happy.
No. So the whole people, for whatever reason, are so bent out of shape and so pressed on the whole race or sex swap or whatever. And at this point, I'm just like, guys, I don't care anymore.
Well, it's just like
let them tell their goddamn stories.
Like I told you about the Twitter thing, bro. It's like the downgrade. And like I'm saying about it, they say Steve Rogers, and then you got Sam Wilson. It's like, how is that a downgrade? Please. That's retarded, man.
I have only ever got mad at a race swap in a Marvel movie once. And looking back at it, it was a stupid reason to be mad. I was young and dumb. I was mad that they brought in Michael Clark Duncan to play Kingpin.
Oh, yeah.
In the original Daredevil movie. Because, again, I think that movie came out when I was like 13, 12, 11. Was it 2004? When did Daredevil come out?
When did Evanescence Bring Me to Life come out? Because I think that came out at the same time as that movie. Like 2002, 2003.
2003. So
yeah,
I was...
Evanescence and that, like, both of them songs came out, like, simultaneously with each other.
I was, like, 16, 17 years old, depending on what time of the year.
Right.
Nice. And I wasn't mad at Michael Clark Duncan. Right. I love him as an actor.
Yeah,
Rest
like the
in
Green
peace.
Mile and all that.
Amazing fucking actor.
Great.
But for me, I grew up with the Wilson Fisk as portrayed in the Spider-Man cartoon.
Right,
so he was just this big fat white dude. And I was like, this ain't a big fat white guy.
Right, he had muscle on him too.
But it's one of those things that, like I said, looking back now, it was a stupid thing for me to get mad at. Mm-hmm. Especially, I think the first race swap that really changed my mind and made me realize it really doesn't matter. Sometimes people are just better at playing roles than whatever their stereotypical expectations are.
Right.
Was Samuel L. Jackson playing Nick Fury.
Yeah.
I grew up with old school white
David Hasselhoff.
Well, not him specifically, because again, I didn't watch those old movies.
Oh, that's right, Gary. You saw him in Spider-Man. He was.
But in the Spider-Man cartoons, he was an old white dude. In the comics, he was an old white dude.
Right.
And they switched they switched it over to Samuel L. Jackson because of the Ultimate Universe.
Right, because Samuel Jackson, he saw a book. He said, "Oh, that's me." He literally pointed. He said, "That looks like me." And that's how they gave it to him.
And I love him as Nick Fury.
I can't really.
And now
it's sad. I can't see nobody else, to be honest. I see him. Even when I saw halftime show Super Bowl, I said, "That's Nick Fury." No matter how you look at it, that's Nick Fury, man.
So yeah, I was a teenager then. I'm almost 40 at this point. You know what?
It doesn't matter anymore.
Look, guys, I was pulling for fucking Esposito to be Professor X. I'm mad that they used him as a fucking snake villain.
Right.
I still want him as Professor X.
Right.
I wouldn't even care. Let him have a second role.
Give you a badge.
I think he would have made a great Professor X. I really do.
Perfect.
He might not have wanted to bald himself, though.
Yeah, get him a full-blown bald out there. Just cut that shit. And no CGI, just bald it.
Bald it. Shave your head.
Shave your head. I don't know if he'll do that, though.
But no. So, That's that. At the end of the day, that's what people are most mad about. They're like, oh, I don't want to watch a cartoon where they make Norman Osborn and Harry Osborn.
Or we don't want a black Captain America.
We don't want a black Captain America. We don't want a female Hawkeye. We don't like Miles Morales because he's Hispanic and black.
Yeah, there was that one too, Miles Morales. I was like, damn.
And we don't.
Crazy.
We don't like this young black Iron Woman.
Yeah, Ironheart. Yeah, they don't like her. And I'm like, these are their own characters though. And like you said, well, Tony Stark's now a black woman or a black man. It's like. This is like literally her own character now.
I pulled the joke on you, now I'm going to pull it on them. It's like people were complaining so long. Oh, well, instead of changing the race of the characters that we love in comics, how don't you just make new characters?
And they did,
so they did, and they're like, but not like that.
But that's literally what Riri Williams is. She's not Tony Stark. In fact, she's kicked out of MIT. Because of what she did with Comic Ever. She's going to get kicked out. When Ironheart drops, she's going to get kicked out of MIT anyway, so it don't even matter.
I'm so excited for that shit.
And she got to make her shit from the ground up.
And we getting that this year, baby.
Yeah, that's enough this year. Ironheart, I'm happy. No, I am. No,
I liked Ironheart. She was like one of the few things I did like in that fucking movie. All right.
Yeah, it's gonna keep the suit sick.
Namor can go to hell.
Yeah.
It's Namor. By the way.
That's because he killed Angela Bassett. No, I ain't letting that go, bitch. With your ugly ass fucking. What do you got? The little. Flappy feet. I want to cut them things. I want to cut his feet off.
You just call him a Kraken?
Kraken, yep. Yep. I'm happy he blew up, even though he didn't die. You want some fried fish?
But yeah.
Daredevil was cool, man. I can't wait.
Daredevil's good so far, so enjoy that.
Look, and to be fair though, all 8 of these next 7 episodes gonna be butt, or 6 episodes gonna be butt, man. I can probably drop this sucker down to like a 4. But no, right now it's people my interest.
It was a 1.
Oh no, I hope not. Because right now we're gonna go back to this recording and be like, you gave it right now.
She-Hulk was better.
Oh, that's awful. No, because he actually did some Daredevil shit. No, I'm just kidding. I just Daredevil shit.
No, I'm excited for the rest of the series. So,
man, he popped that man's armball. I'm already invested, man.
With that being said, we love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Excelsior. Yeah.
Deuces.
Watch Daredevil.